Okay, skill set to have to attract a green girl, tangible steps. Look at her target market, right? So it's almost like marketing. You're trying to figure out, okay, who is this girl? Where does she, when, like you're getting inside of her head, right? And figuring out, okay, where does this girl go? Who she hangs out with, who she's past dated, right? What kind of guys she's dated in the past. Befriend like-minded girls to understand her more, right? And honestly, just to see even if you like her or someone that would be like her. You know what I mean? If she's hanging out in all the places that you don't actually genuinely want to go, maybe it's time to reconsider, right? But either way, it's really good to kind of get in that mindset of trying to figure out, okay, where does this girl spend time? Where does this girl invest her energy? How can I do that myself? Jared, do you want to go off?
So I'm big believer of treating so much. The more I got into the entrepreneurship, guys, the more I got into believing. Oh, I'm gonna close the door. It's a lot of distraction. And it's coming, I promise. But the more I got into this, the more I believe in treating everything like a business. This is no exception. What we're talking about is understanding your client avatar. It's understanding who she is, what she wants. The whole idea of looking about her target market is if you read Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson, you understand how to attract your dream girl. It's so crazy and weird, but they're so parallel. You need to be, so the storytelling, for instance, you need to know her desires, her fears, her pains. What is her world? What is she going through? And through your storytelling, you are going to show her that you are the ideal girlfriend because you understand her. You've hanged out with women just like her. You have thought about her world, her policy, whatever. When you're qualifying her in this case, I'm not going to go too far. I'm going to let you, go into depth. But every single one of these, I want you to really make the key switch of that's line one right there. Look at her as your target market. I want to talk to the guy brain in all of you guys. Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. I want to talk to your guy brains. If you know business or how to make money, or you understand business people nature, you understand the concept of understanding your target market, your ideal customer, what they want, everything. We put so much in pleasing a random stranger on the internet. Why not the same with our dream girl? Why wouldn't right?
Mm-hmm.
We should understand her world, where she comes from. And I've said this before, I'm going to say it again, it doubles down here. A man's perspective, and this fucked me up for years, guys. A man's perspective of women typically comes from two places. Meeting them in a club or a bar, which, let's be real, they're not, it's the fake world. They're all lit up with makeup. They just got done doing some coke in the bathroom. They're fucking, they're drunk. They're twerking all night, right? Or it comes from the internet. YouTube, red pill shit, whatever the fuck, Andrew Tate. And until you are hanging out with these girls and understanding them, befriending them, and thinking like them, you have no idea what your dream girl really needs. You're polluted, bad perspective. So I want you guys to really digest that in, and hopefully start training yourself to see them in a new light. That's my big 2 cents on it.
Right. As far as storytelling goes, like what stories are you telling about yourself? You know what I mean? Being able to reveal information about yourself is such a powerful thing to do, because that's the only way that she's going to be able to tell if she likes you or not, right? So catering your storytelling to be that idealized version of yourself is going to do you wonders, right? Provider, protector, leader, mature. Those are the types of things. I mean, listen, I'll give you an example. Yesterday, my boyfriend and I were talking, we were walking the dog, and he was talking about how, I met his friend last night, and he's like, yeah, no, he's married now with a kid. He seems to be doing really good. But yeah, he used to, when we were back in Fort Myers and, 10 years ago, he was not very good to his girlfriend. He used to cheat on her all the time and whatnot. And I was kind of always like rolling my eyes. And the way that he was saying it, the way that he was explaining it, is the fact that he was like being like, yeah, like you could tell it was very genuine. He was like, I did not want to do that. I was trying to talk him out of it, but like but it seems like he's good now, and like it just made me feel comfortable. Like this is the frame that my guy was in of being like, I try to talk sense into him, and it made me feel comfortable. Right. The first date that I had.
He doesn't want to cheat. Cheating is against his morals. If you guys didn't catch that.
And another thing is right in the beginning, where I think it was like maybe our second or third date. He was like, "No, I'm the relationship type of guy. Like, I like having one person. I like he was very staunch in like his type of relationships, which we'll get to later. But his ideal relationship is monogamy. He likes that idea. He likes the idea of growing old with someone, and him also telling like that, hinting at that's what he wants to see in his future was also really that made me feel comfortable.
Now, I want to say also storytelling can work against you. What if you say bad stories that negatively frame you in a relationship? Who can think of a bad story or a theme of a bad story to tell?
Story about politics.
Well, that's more for attraction. So remember, I want to distinguish bad attraction with bad relationship framing. Church or religion, politics. Funny enough, talking about politics can be great for relationship. Again, what keeps the girl is very different than what gets her, right? It switches. For example, Jamie, if I want to get with Jamie and I'm like, Jamie's living my life, you bet your ass I'm going to be telling political stories leading liberal. Because I know that's what she's about. But if more importantly, I would be a liberal. I would get a lot of girls attracted. And then once I have a bunch of cool girls attracted, I would specifically tell my liberal political stories about how I volunteered at Bernie Sanders, real story, how I volunteered at Bernie Sanders event. Now, keep in mind, I'm way more moderate now, I guess maybe because I own a business, but I don't know why. But I remember when I was young, I went to a Bernie Sanders thing and did I had no sleep, volunteering work. That kind of story would actually attract my ideal girl if I'm looking for a very liberal type person, right? So remember, a lot of these things, we're breaking the rules here in the relationship side. But what kind of universal stories would be bad for getting in a relationship? Either comment on in the chat or you can unmute yourself. You tell me.
I also have a good example, a good bad example.
I have plenty. I've lived a lot of them. A previous time you cheated, that's a good one. Yeah, we don't want to do that. How about talking about your ex?
Yeah, that was mine.
Good one.
Talking down
He was
about
crazy. All the girls that you last dated were crazy. Every
Yeah.
single one. That says more about you than it does about them, I feel.
How about complaining? Complaining about life, complaining about work.
Yep.
Or how about complaining about people who are supposed to be your friends and close to you?
Yes.
or complaining in general. Like I have a friend that complains all the time.
Exactly. Victim and anything that should playing the victim. Right? She wants someone strong that she can depend on, who cares about the people close to him. You can very negatively frame yourself. I don't care what kind of relationship you want. Now, keep in mind, if I talk about how great Trump is and he's making America great again, that would negatively frame me to a girl like Jamie or some liberal girl, right? But I'm talking about universal. There's things that are screaming, and then there are things that are just signaling to a girl, this man is not ready for a relationship. Abort, abort, abort. All right. And a lot of it comes, I think, Justin, you're hitting it on the head. A lot of it comes from a negative outlook, a negative attitude, complaining, having. Now, we talked about vulnerability, right? And I think Patrick saw from before, this is not the time to go balls deep, vulnerable, and whatever. We are trying to make her go ding, ding, ding. This is a guy I should lock down as a boyfriend. Now, and there's emotional progression. It's like, wow, I need to be girls. Here's what girls' thoughts. First thought a girl should have is, I'm comfortable with him, whatever. Then the girl should think, I'm attracted to him, sleeps with him, attracted to him. Then the girl should think, I need to lock him down. I need to get this kind of relationship. He is a keeper, right? Got it? Harry Potter, she's a keeper.
Oh my God, both of your shirts today.
Yesterday. And that's the relationship. And then she should think, and this is another one, but we don't really talk too much about, is I better not lose him. I should lock him down, and then I better not lose him. And that's where the vulnerability comes in, where she really deeply connects with you, where she goes, I understand him and he understands me on a very deep level that most of the guys don't. That's when it's okay. But you have to get to that emotional progression.
And you also, and this kind of is a perfect blend into qualification, right? Even your storytelling, you know, I can also think of a few times with me where a guy would tell a story and I'm like, oh, this aligns with my values. Like we can use a cheating one, right? Where I'm like, yes, like, you know, we were talking about, you know, he's saying like once a cheater, always a cheater. And I was like, I don't know if that's true, but I will say like, if you've cheated before, it makes the decision to do it later a lot easier. And so we like both kind of compounded on that. And it almost is like a qualifying where it's like, okay, like she has my values. He has my values. Like, this is the kind of guy I like his mindset. I like the way that he's thinking when it comes to relationships. I want to be with this guy. This, you know what I mean? I want to do this for the long term.
And you can bait her to qualify sometimes very sneakily by breaking the rule I just gave you. And this is why it's so important to understand why we have these rules and where they come from versus just following them verbatim. I'm going to successfully attract Jamie right now and make her want to date me by complaining. All right. Now everybody's like, you can't complain, you can't negative. Well, let's understand the rules versus just like, why not, right? Jamie, the Florida dating market is so ridiculous. I don't know what it is about down here, but I literally was, you know, talking with a girl, talking about an expert or whatever, and I could just tell she's not serious. They're just kind of like in this party phase, even up into their 30s. Like they're just in this party phase. It's so ridiculous. I had to cut it off with her. And I had to just stop talking with her because she's not taking it, she's just not taking it seriously. Like, where are the good women?
Mm-hmm.
I'm complaining about it. But what I'm signaling to her, now granted, if I do this too much, it could just be like, maybe I'm the problem. Let's face it, if I go too hard. But if I talk about one specific girl, right? Or I just say, you know, Mark in Florida, when I was in San Diego, it was awesome. Las Vegas, whatever, it was awesome. You know, but there's one particular girl, I could tell she's not serious, and I had to break it off with her.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that signals to the girl I just said that to, guys?
He has healthy relationship patterns.
Do you guys see that? By telling her that story, number one, I'm telling her I am serious. Do you guys get that? Oh, yeah, of course. You're not going to say that when I just meet. Remember, the formula. She's comfortable with me. She's attracted to me. Now that she's attracted to me, I'm probably already sleeping with her. Now I'm making her think I need to choose this guy. This guy's a relationship guy. But I have high standards. I'm not looking for a situationship. I'm not looking for a girl who doesn't want a relationship. It shows her I am looking for a relationship. I'm not going to lead you around. Most girls are worried the guys are just going to keep hooking up and sleeping with them and like not take it seriously, not go anywhere. I'm telling her that's not me. And guess what that's going to bait her to do? Me and you, Jamie, we're in Florida. Jamie, your gender sucks. Sorry. No, I love you. I love women. But this girl, like, she didn't want anything serious. Is it something going on in Florida? What the fuck is going on here? But like, these girls are just not serious about dating. It makes her want to be like, well, that's not me. I get it. Girls suck here. I'm serious about dating. I don't like that either. And it's not just the women. The men here suck too. And then she'll tell me the men are like that also. But I am serious. I would be. Now she's qualifying herself to you guys.
Right. Right. Okay. And then prompting to test if she wants the same type of relationship through your storytelling, through the way that you're, you know, revealing information about yourself, you're revealing your values. You're also going to be getting on that same page of, okay, is she into a polyamorous type of relationship? Is she into an open relationship? Is she into a monogamous relationship? Like, a lot of that stuff comes out before the actual sit down conversation. However, when things start to move, I would say this typically, and Jared, I'd like to get your thoughts. I would say this typically happens like maybe fourth date, fifth date, right? Where you kind of talk about what is it you're looking for in dating. And that, I mean, that's what I know about all of my past relationships is we've had that kind of like, what are you looking for? What am I looking for? Right. And having that kind of serious conversation, not serious, but, you know, like meaningful conversation and seeing if you guys align.
So the way it works with Anna is I just told her, like, look, I've been in open relationships before. I know it works. I know I've done it. I don't want to hurt you. That's how I really preface it. I want to be very clear on what's okay. Telling him how we formed our relationship and the rules and whatever. So I remember this. It was on the dock again when we decided to date. It wasn't on the 5th or 6th. It was literally when we decided to date. I go, look, I don't want to hurt you. I promise you I'm never going to hurt you the way I did before. And she's like, I like that, that's cool. and I said, so what is okay and what is not okay? Because I've had open relationships before that worked for me.
Oh, that
Yeah.
yeah.
And I go, I've had this before that worked for me.
And I was like, no, I'm not okay with that.
Right. And like, would this be okay with you? And she goes, honestly, no. I thought at first you were going to try. You're like, I thought I could be okay, but no, I'm not okay with that. I'm like, okay, well, what are you okay with? Because you know I'm out, you know how I am, whatever. But I want this to work. So what are you okay with? And at this point, I already knew that she liked women also. So that was kind of part, if you guys even look at my spreadsheet, you'll see that's in there,
Yeah.
right? Girl who's bisexual, who's into women. So I'm like, what are you okay with? She goes, well, why can't I just be involved? And I'm like, that's fair. That's totally fair. So as long as you're involved, we can get with other girls whenever I find them, whenever we meet with women. She goes, yeah, as long as you tag me in, as long, I just want you doing stuff without me.
Yeah.
I'm
You
like,
can't go behind my back because that just feels like cheating to me.
yeah.
Just like, yeah.
Anytime I slide into a girl's DMs, anytime I'm talking to her, it's literally like story time. Here you go. I show her everything. And then now I don't know. No, Jimmy, I'm curious about. I don't know. This is right. I'm going to be honest. I think it is, but like Ann and I, we can go to each other's phones whenever. If she can check my phone, go through my text messages. She can look
We
online.
never
There's
even
no
need to,
right.
but like if we want to, like we know each other's passwords, and
Yeah.
it's just kind of like it's there.
That was a huge green flag with Michael when we went away to Oregon. And keep in mind, we had only been dating for like not even a month, like maybe 3 weeks at that point. I was trying to airdrop photos into my phone, and I like passed him the phone. He's like, oh, and he like gave me his code. He's like, that's my code. And I was like, what?
right.
Like, that's crazy. And he's like, yeah, that's my code, whatever. Like he was just so like, and then now I do it and so it's very open, and that, talk about safety, one of the pillars. Do I feel safe in that relationship? I could grab his phone at any time and know the passcode, and he knows mine because there's nothing to hide. Right?
I honestly think it's a huge green flag. I think any guy or girl. Here's the thing, though. With great power comes great responsibility.
Yes.
I don't think there's ever been a time. I know her password. I can get her phone whenever I want. I don't think there's ever been a time I'm like, babe, I want to see your phone, and I'm going through it and snooping. I don't think ever. I've never had the desire. I've never needed to. I know how.
So respectful of boundaries. Like if I had I don't have one, but like if I had like a diary and I was like, this is this, don't go through it. Like I respect that he wouldn't.
Yeah.
So that's also
right.
But anyway, back to this point. So the way it was discovered was, look, I know what I want. I understand attracting her in the attracting phase. I knew she's bisexual. I knew she's into that. I go, what is okay? What is not okay? I never want to hurt you. And we come to the consensus. Look, we can hook up with other girls, but I have to be there for the whole thing, and we'll make the decision together. And now we have a new rule. We're going to make sure it's one girl a month. It's
no
like,
more than one girl a month. Because if it's like more than that, I'm like, okay, this is an issue. Like you just don't like me.
I'm thinking like,
I want to compliment. Wait, I want to time out, and I want to like praise Anna for a second. To be that, like, so many guys and girls, they like fantasize about having this type of open relationship, but it takes so much more communication and honesty and openness to actually speak your feelings. Like a lot of guys, they have this hang about being the nice guy, A lot of women also have a lot of hangups about being a people pleaser. So a lot of times we'll put aside what we actually want because we want to save the relationship, and we're not being true and honest with ourselves. So like being able to find someone like Anna, where she's able to be like, hey, listen, one girl a month. I can't do this. This is my boundary, whatever. And then Jared being like, I respect that. That's really great communication where there's no blame, there's no shame, there's no anger. And it's all just beginning with the end in mind. We're going to talk about conflict resolution later, but beginning with the end in mind of like, I want to save, like, I prioritize this relationship. So let's figure out a solution. Right. So that's a really good job, guys. Very proud of you. Okay. Lead and read. So this is, I kind of actually want to flip it, but regardless. So lead and read. So a guy's job, right? A guy's responsibility when it comes to attracting women, for the most part, is to lead the interaction, right? Lead the interaction and then read her receptiveness levels. So And a lot of guys out there, you know, they still have a hang up like, what, dating so much easier for women, right? Why do I always have to lead? Why do I always have to be the one to actually go up and do and whatever? Just a kind of a backstory, right? Women do have a lot more to lose from a sexual encounter than men do. Straight up, right? From a safety perspective, from a reputation perspective, from, you know, lots of different angles when it comes to this. So that's why evolutionary, we are the ones that are responsible for giving you signals, and you are the ones that are responsible to lead the interaction. We have to make sure that we are in a safe environment, a safe interaction with you. And we can't really do that if we're the ones going up to you to figure that out, because now we're putting you on the spotlight. Whereas if you're coming to us, we're able to assess your vibe a lot easier. Like, yes, I've approached guys before. I'm sure Anna's maybe approached guys before, but it's no, it's a lot safer for us if it's actually the reverse, right? The other thing is, you know, I stole this from Jared, great line from Jared, right? Men, when it comes to attraction, just works different. Men are like light switches, women are like dimmers, right? Men, it's a yes, no. Women, it's a, okay, we're here, we can be turned on, we can be turned off. Jared, did you want to say something?
No, I'm just
Okay, it looked like
I'm listening to the show.
Okay. And then also, okay, so it's a woman's job to give signals. This man reads these signals and adjusts his tactics accordingly. So IOI signals to look out for, right? So we can go with actually through these, right? When it comes to attracting as well as the emotional leading that we were talking about yesterday, right? So I have an acronym, if you guys don't already know, but it's mostly in the attraction phase, right? We're figuring out, okay, is this girl receptive to, you know, is she picking up what I'm putting down, right? So I have this acronym CHEAT, CHEAT, right? Conversation quality. Is she adding value to the conversation? Hair. We love our hair. We love flipping our hair, making each other look really good when we're around the guy. What we call like a girlfriend face. We're always like trying to look our best. Eye contact. Does she maintain eye contact for just a little too long, right? That also kind of goes with smile. Attention. Is she paying you attention? As soon as you start talking, does she look your way? Right? And then touch and time. Does she spend a lot of time? And also, does she touch you? A little tap, you know what I mean? A little touch, things like that. Those are good buying signs from the beginning. Jared or Anna, what are some buyings, what IOIs when it comes to, okay, I want, like when it comes to emotional leading?
So this is where me and Jamie like we pretty much were eye to eye on everything that we're teaching you here. This is where me and Jamie had a little bit of a headbutt. And I think we just come from two different, this is where it's like, I'm a guy, she's a girl. Anna also is like, you know, I can see both sides, whatever, but here's my, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, because like I'm always gonna give you 100% of me, right? Authenticity. So I'm huge on everything that says here up until the point of boyfriend, girlfriend, or even actually to the point of right before the point of boyfriend, girlfriend. I think when it gets to that level, now it's the woman's job to lead. With that said, I do concede to Jamie, when Jamie was privately, we were talking about this, I do concede that the way a woman leads can be by giving you some very serious hints. If she's giving you very serious hints and like making it clear, like, you know, this finger would look really nice with a ring on it. Like, if she makes jokes like that, good. That's her, that to me, that's still leading, right? She wants to get married. Yes, I believe personally, as a guy, when I've seen success, the man leads physically. Yeah, you look cute in our matching shirt. The man leads physically, he leads logistically, even the relationship. I plan the dates. I'm making the plans. Even you know, I'll, like maybe
it's like if we want like a cute spot, like, oh, Chinese would be nice right now, but we're not like, hey, maybe a Chinese food.
Nope.
Like, he'll make the date.
She might help. I'll be like, we should go to Casa d'Angelo tonight. I go, babe, can you get us reservations though? She'll do the little reservation thing. But the point is, like, I'm planning it out. I'm still the man. I'm still leading it, coming up with ideas, keeping the romance, whatever. We'll get to that in bed. But in terms of the emotional progression, I would say post-sex, because everything is, you know, as a guy, you're leading up to sex. Doesn't mean it's all about sex, of course, but just the way we're wired. After sex, your job is reassurance and continuity. keep her realizing I'm still into you, I still care about you, still want to date you, still attracted to you, I'm not piecing out. And she goes, good. And now, as a man, I believe it's now the waiting game. Now it's, all right, we had sex, I'm still here, I'm going to keep doing things, we're going to keep having fun. I'm going to give you that space and comfort to figure this the fuck out of what do you want. Because as the guy, if you try to leave the emotions too soon, ick can happen. You get the ick. Oh, I was going so well. Yeah.
It's kind of like if you want to be friends with benefits with someone, and then say you guys just like had fun, and now you're just chilling, and she's like, "What are we?" and she starts getting emotional. That's kind of what it's like when you want to like date someone, but she's not giving you hints, and then you ask right after sex. That's like the opposite version, I feel like.
Yeah.
If you can relate to that, if like a girl's ever done that, or you've seen that and you saw how it just went south so fast. Yeah.
Yeah, one of our friends, I ended up hooking up with her the first time that night. She goes, "Are you even attracted to me, or what are we?" I'm like, "What the fuck is happening here? Like, this is a one night, like, stupid, like, what the hell?" But anyway, we're gonna have to point to this, guys. Look, I don't see the tactical benefit of asking her to be my girlfriend before I clearly see either she asked me to be her boyfriend, or she's like crying on a dock because she's upset that I haven't asked her yet. I know that I've been not that extreme, but like I know full well this girl wants to be my girlfriend. I don't see the tactical benefit of saying, by the way, I love you, and then she going, I mean, I like this, but I don't know. Like, you can get that can happen. And there's no reason for it. All you got to do is play the waiting game. You continue being awesome. She will let you know. There was a good 2 weeks before Anna said, I love you to me. Where in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I love this girl. I want to say I love this girl. But I'm like, nope, big bottle of nope. I'm just going to enjoy myself and have fun. I'm saying like, wow, I really adore you. Wow, like you're the best. You're the greatest. And then one day, she like kind of whispered like, I'm like, what was that? I love you. I'm like, I love you too. I love you too. Like, and I'm just like, all right, cool, okay, we're there.
And honestly, I like that too, because I remember like this other guy I was seeing before, he kind of like love bombed me, and he's like, I love you. And I was like, I was so nervous, and I kind of just said it back, but like I didn't love him. And I felt bad, and I genuinely felt
People
bad.
pleasing. Girls do it too.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
Yes.
Kind of just like we were still dating, but I kind of just got really distant after that because I didn't like, and then it just fell off.
If now granted, and what Jamie's point in private were making, a girl will love it if you led that as well. But
Yeah, because that's what happened with Michael. Like Michael told me he loved me first. I like texted Jared and Anna. I was like, haha, he said it first. But my literally response before I said I loved you too, I was like, I've been waiting for you to say that to me for weeks now. Cause that's exactly what I felt. And I was like, yeah, I've loved you too. I've been wanting to say it forever. Literally, like that's how I responded. Because that's how many signals I was giving.
yeah.
Right? Like women will, like to answer your question, Nelson, girls will give you very clear hints about if they want.
Put it this way, Nelson. If you are wondering,
yes,
questioning it, then it's not a hint.
and it's if it's
Like,
not a
it's clear. Like it's basically like, so do you think you'll ever settle down? Like shit like that. It's her saying stuff like, what are we? You know, what are you looking for? What do you want? She's digging for more. It's fucking crystal clear. The I love you, she says I love you first. The marriage thing, I'm never gonna propose to Anna until I see the hints pouring out of her, or she's letting me know, like, it's been 3 years. This finger is kind of, empty. I'm just saying, like, she's gonna do shit like that. She's going to signal to me when that's time. I don't have to get the guys who are getting rejected on the proposals, in my mind, are idiots. I'm sorry that it happened to anybody watching this, but like now you know better, and you know why, that happened to you because you try to lead emotionally, and most guys try to lead emotionally too soon out of the act of sheer desperation, and that is an issue. They're not giving her the room to breathe. They're not giving her the room to fall for you.
I also, Nelson, I actually saw what you wrote earlier. And about like, I just want to see where this goes.
I say, Justin.
What?
I'm just answering Justin's thing.
I just want to see where this goes. Okay, so what Nelson's referencing to is when a girl, in my opinion, is trying to figure out what are we way too soon. And it's like, hey, listen, like I eventually want to find someone, but I want to make sure it's the right person. So let's just see where this goes, right? However, that line could hurt you if you say it too late. If you guys had been dating and seeing each other, frequently for maybe a month, 2 months, and then she gave you that, hey, what are we kind of thing, and you're like, oh, I just kind of want to see where this goes, that would turn someone like me off. Because listen, bitch, I'm 33. I know what I want. We're obviously vibing, or else I think we're vibing. If you're not on the same page as me, I'm gonna want to leave. So that's what we're talking about. That when she's starting to show that receptiveness level, when she's starting to show you those girlfriend signals, that's where the game flips. Right? Where you want to speak with someone that has intention. Right? You are speaking into existence what you are looking for, because that's a huge green flag for me. Right? And women that, know what they want, they know if you've been dating and actually have earned that side, right? Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Everyone should get out a pen and paper. We're going to do our first exercise of today. Let me know when you guys see it. All right, cool. All right, so imagine you are your dream girl, right? Imagine you are your dream girl. Everything on your list has been personified into her. So this is the list that we made yesterday, right? All of the qualities, the relationship traits list. List all the qualities a man must possess to attract a woman like her. Sorry, I can't read today. List all the qualities a man have to possess to attract a woman like her. All right, I want you guys to take maybe 5-10 minutes, right? And write down the qualities that you think a man would have to attract your dream girl. All right. And we can, I guess, Jared and Anna, we can come back in 10 or 5.
Me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Good? Okay. Because there's a part 2 to this exercise. All right.
Ooh, sneaky.
I want you guys to run through that same list you just gave yourself and rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5 on if you currently have those qualities. Okay. 5 indicating that you have it, that you're solid, that you don't even need anymore. And 1 indicating that you do not have that quality. Because I want you guys to quantify this, right? Really, this is like one of the big takeaways. I really like this exercise. It's one of the big takeaways of how you can convert and give yourself clarity of what you need to start doing to attract the girl that you want, right? Quantifying it. Everything that's 3 and under, those are your action items. This is now your plan of action. When we're all said and done here today, I want you to look back on this list and say, these are the things I need to focus on, right? That is going to be that to-do list. Leadership. Yes, Adam, correct. Cool. Okay. Moving on. So, all right. Position yourself. This is how you can position yourself to attract the right girl for you. These are the 3 pillars, what we went over. We already talked about lifestyle yesterday. We talked about values earlier. Oh, no, we're going to be talking about, we're talking about values now.
I'm about values right now.
Yeah, values right now. Okay. Core values in a relationship that works.
I love
right?
this.
Shared mission, shared beliefs, shared fun and friends. This one's really big, you guys. I don't know, and I'd love to get your thoughts, but for me, when I'm starting to date a new guy, his friends are a really good indicator on whether or not I want to pursue him, right? I know I gave a kind of like a shitty example earlier, but I will say Michael's other friends, fucking top notch, really great. Love them, right? These are all stand-up guys. So much so, this is where my wing girl ship is coming out. I'm like, we gotta hook Connor up with these girls, Jared, Anna. We're gonna come down. I gotta bring Connor, one of his friends. He's single. He's awesome. And he needs a girl. Like, I'm like, that's how much I love his friends. I'm like, I want to fucking hook him up, And so that's been really good. Do we have fun together the same, right? Going back to my pillars. Communication for appreciation, communication for understanding, and prioritizing conflict resolution, which we're also going to be going over. Do you want to talk about this, Jared?
Oh my God, yes. Oh yeah. So Anyway, I'm gonna keep it short. I don't want it to go too long, but I could one-on-one. If you guys come into my classes, the guys who are in the VIP program. If any of these don't make too much sense to you, I could literally talk an hour on every one of these topics. It's so vital for me, like the key value thing. Well, do. Shared mission. This is a concept, a light bulb that went off for mine, not by Alex Hormozy, my idol, my sex god, my little Pumpernugan, but his wife, Layla Hormozy, which I think of them as like the ultimate power couple. It's like Alex and Layla, along with like Ryan and Blake Lively, like Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. But Layla Hormozy is the one on this. Like, she did a reel or something where the light bulb went off, and she goes, "The reason that me and Alex work so well, it's not communication, it's not trust, it's not loyalty, it's not like," she was like doing all the buzz stuff that every other person says in a history of like dating advice, relationship advice, and you know what, like all the buzzwords. Although obviously we have communication here, it is important. These are all important, but she was not those things. You know what it is? We have a shared mission. And when you have a shared mission with someone, the rest fall in like dominoes. All right. If let's say we're all in war, we have a shared mission. We got to conquer Germany. Yeah. All right. We're going to conquer Germany. Well, guess what? We're going to be loyal to each other. We're going to have each other's backs. We're going to communicate to complete our mission. We're going to have to trust each other. We're going to be implementing insane teamwork. Right. We are going to be dealing with conflict resolution so we can get the job done. When you're on a shared mission, a vision with your partner, everything falls into place like dominoes.
Yes.
Does it mean it has to be you work together like me and Anna? This helps. I'm not gonna lie, it's awesome, but it doesn't have to. It just means your ambitions, your goals, your growth become we, not I. When you change your vocabulary to we and not I, you're having an amazing relationship that works. That's shared mission. Shared beliefs. I saw this reel of a girl, she said something like, "I hate the whole like opposites attract thing." I forgot what that dating coach was talking about that. But she had a reel saying opposites attract. No, they don't. No, it's similarities, commonalities that attract. I'm pretty sure her name was like Jamie Date or something. I don't know. But
I was like, I made a video on this recently.
But the point is, this is something I actually learned in psychology. For those who don't know me, you should all know me, but for those who don't, for the last 16 years, really technically 12 years, for 12 years, I was obsessed with what makes women and men, what makes people attracted. 12 years, my entire obsession. What caused attraction? What caused attraction? Every single test, study, validity, everything in the psychology world says opposites do not attract. Now, you might have attributes that people admire, want to see in themselves, sure. But the real tests always show that birds of a feather flock together. You want to find someone similar to you. Similar disposition is what makes shit work. To the point, you ever see those couples who've been with each other for like way too long and they like look the same? They look like their dogs. They look like the same couple. They have like they're doing the same shit. Like it because it works. All right. So you got to keep that in mind as well. Shared fun and friends. You're going to be building a life with her. If you don't get along with the same kind of people, if you don't have the same kind of enjoyment, Anna's a gamer. Anna's a fucking nerd. She likes anime shit. She got me into anime. I got her Lord of the Rings. Anna likes to dance and dress up and be social. But Anna also likes to peace out like early in the night and get back home with me. Right? Like her fun is my fun. We don't have to think about it. Would you want to do this? Yup. Like it's just do you want to do hookah? Yup. Do you want to do mushrooms? Yup. Like we're into it. And so when you have that, everything you want to do, you can naturally know your partner's down to do it. It makes a relationship insane. Not to say that it has to be 100%, but definitely the vast majority. And the things you really focus. Like I think Anna like loves to organize closets or whatever.
Yeah.
Not my cup of tea, but that's okay. She's got her thing. Even public speaking, I'm like, all right, that's my thing. Public speaking. She's like, I want to kind of get public speaking. I'm like, oh, fuck, I love you. Like, it's awesome. Beyond that, appreciation, understanding. This is an old theory I came up with, but I really think it's dead on from everything I've seen. And that is the two most valuable things to keep track of in a relationship are appreciation and understanding. When the relationship is going well, you're not fighting, things are on a high, it's going great. The name of the game is how can I appreciate her more And how can I make sure she appreciates me? All right. How can we appreciate each other? Here's a fun exercise you can do the next time you're in a relationship and it's going well. There's no reason for it. This does not work if you're fighting, by the way. It has to be going great. And that is, hey, babe, I'm just curious. What are like 3 things I do that annoy you or that bug you? And when I did this with Anna, one of the big ones that came up was, I don't like farting. It was a big thing. Hate farting.
Me so bad.
And to this day, not to say I'm perfect, but I will get up and go into another room. If I can't hold it, I will like get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yes, I agree with that. I fucking hate when guys do that.
And my friend Julia, she's like, yeah, you fart if you're dating, who cares? Like, you even poop in front of each other. I'm like, no, I don't care.
No,
Yeah.
and I'm the same way.
If we're married, you're not shitting in front of me. We need certain boundaries. Like, you're not allowed to poop in front of me, and try your best not to ever fart in front of me. I just don't like it.
She also said another thing that annoys her or that she would like is if my sink was nicer.
Yeah, I hate seeing aftershave and hair. Like, if you're having a girl over for the first time, you know, you don't do that. So like, just because we're together doesn't mean you could start doing that. Because then it feels like
Trying, yes.
But now that I know, so the point is, now that I know these are little things very in my control that she values and appreciates. If I have to fart, I get the fuck out of Dodge. All right. If I shave or there's messy by my sink, again, I'm not perfect, but I make a more conscious effort. I'm a fast eater, she's a slow eater. That doesn't go well. She's like, when she's like, hey, I cook all this food, I like you to sit down and eat with me, not eat it in peace. I'll finish my food. I'm still working on eating slower, but when I'm done, I'm just going to sit there. I'm not going to go get busy and do other stuff. I'm going to sit there and have quality time with her because I know she appreciates it. All right. This is the shit you should do that's going to like 10x your relationship by really focusing on what she appreciates. Once you've done your job, making sure you're doing things she appreciates, now you can tell her things you would like her to do more that you would appreciate. For me, it's usually always acts of service, like organizing the closet or making sure to get whatever gizmos and gadgets we need or cooking meals, whatever. So that's when things are going well. When things are going bad, the name of the game is understanding. What I mean by that is Anna said, like, seriously, you're fucking wrong. But I don't like calling Anna wrong or me right. Now, if I get really mad, I might break this rule sometimes in the heat of the moment. But as a core, I don't like that concept of you're right, I'm wrong, or I'm right, you're wrong, because we're a team. At the end of the day, you got to go back to this idea of we are a team. So if we're conflicting, if there is conflict going on right now, then we have lost our way in our team mission. All right. And now it comes down to, not all the time, but 95% of the time, it really is due to a misunderstanding. It's really due to a misunderstanding. Even like something like cleaning up the dog shit. It's like, I cleaned it last time. Now we're mad at each other. It's like, hey, look at the video. I cleaned it last time. It's like, fuck, but here's the thing. I'm on my period. I just really don't want to do it. And I'm done. I'm like, oh shit. Okay. She's really going through it right now. You know what? Even though I did it last time, let me do it again. I'll step up a little bit. Let me just give
not how it happened, but okay.
Whatever. But the point is, you reach the understanding, and the goal to do that. So here's how to do it. If you guys are fighting, and you're like, she's wrong, I'm right. Get out of that frame by asking this question. Help me understand. Can you just help me understand? Stop trying to be right. And instead, first try to understand. And then when you understand her point, now try to be understood. Here's a perfect fake story that illustrates this. You're dating a girl, you make a sandwich, and you write a little note that says, do not throw away. Okay? You're waiting all day for this fucking sandwich. You get back home, you open the fridge, you had a long day of work, you're fucking hungry. And what do you see? No sandwich. No sandwich in the fridge. You look in the trash, there's the sandwich. With the note attached to it said, do not throw away. Now, who's right in this situation? Who's wrong? Who's right? Put in the chat. What do you guys think? And yes, she threw it away. It wasn't an accident. No taker. I'm right. My sandwich. Right. Except, remember, it's not about being right or wrong. It's about understanding. So instead of losing my shit and going, what the fuck, bitch, you threw away my sandwich, or whatever, right? Instead, I say the magic words, babe, you threw away the sandwich, even though there's a note that says, do not throw away. help me understand. Right? And she goes, well, you told me last week that you're on keto and to hold you accountable, and there's bread in that sandwich. And you go, oh shit, I did say that. But what I forgot to tell you is I'm done with my keto diet today, and that's why it was such a big deal for me to have the sandwich. I was actually done with the diet today, but wow, I forgot that you were keeping me accountable. Now it's understandable why she did it. But it would have been so easy to lose your shit and start yelling at her, and here's what happens. She's gonna dig her heels in. And now it's not even about who's right. It's just about the feeling of I get so mad and just want to murder you and whatever. So avoid that as much as you can. I'm not saying you're perfect. We definitely have our spouts. But the idea is when you're fighting, go back to we are a team. I don't want you to be wrong. I want us to be right, and I want to understand what the hell is going on. I want to be back to understood. So there we go.